Solemn silence fills the air at the National Military Cemetery venue of the funeral of the late Chief of Army Staff and 10 others who died in a fatal plane crash on Friday. The unfortunate event would see many here gather in grief. Few at first, the cemetery soon becomes a cluster. Many came in an endless stream, mostly military officers drawn from the Army, Air Force, and the Navy, all ceremoniously dressed to bid farewell to their own. Family members and friends, mostly dressed in black, would also pay their last respects, sadness taking the better of all present on this day. The reality of the event of a day earlier is clear. A brisk rehearsal ensues by Army officers in readiness for a hero's burial is sure to come in its fullness. More people came as the canopies filled up with guests, including Abdurrahman Dambazo, who was the former Chief of Army Staff and later became the Minister of Interior. Former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Azubike Ihejirika retired. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed, Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, the Chief of Defense Staff General Lucky Rabo, the Chief of Air and Naval Staff, and other top ranks of the military all assembled, and the funeral proceedings began. First was the coffin of the Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, covered with the flag.
Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the winner. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the winner.
The national green-white-green flag would soon be ceremoniously handed to the next of kin, as a moment of silence is observed in honor of the fallen heroes. Restriction of movement would be fully observed here. As such, getting closer to the COAS family proved abortive. We, however, got a shot from a distance.
To the late Chief of Army Staff to come forward for the collection of the national flag.
The gun salute will not be mistaken. They were 21 in all.
Why? enemy. Okay, kabawe area control.
The event then progressed as 10 other officers who died in the ill-fated plane had their coffins brought in, covered with the national flag. The atmosphere at this point was simply pain and anguish as family members come to terms with the reality. When fragile nerves calm, the Chief of Defense Staff, already on the podium, continues. His eulogy of the Chief of Army Staff and the other gallant soldiers falls not in short of courage to succeed.
At the Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, that was where I fondly called him my second in command. And together, we shared thoughts on moving the armed forces, as well as the Nigerian Army in particular, forward. This was actually what we were doing on the day that Ibrahim and I were called by the Honorable Minister of Defense to report to Abuja. These were moments I will forever cherish. He had a distinguished career and the unique privilege of commanding with distinction along the tactical, operational, and strategic levels of military engagement in the Nigerian Army. These positions afforded him the unique opportunity to express his determination, energy, resourcefulness, professional endowment, and strength of character. Quite significantly, he showed his patriotism and loyalty to the unity, security, stability, and well-being of the nation. He was truly a fine officer and a gentleman. He has left us at a time when he was most needed, a time that is now gone forever, irretrievable, and painfully sad. I'd like to assure Ibrahim, as well as other gallant officers, General Kulia, General Lainka, General Abdul Kadri, and the wonderful crew and the aides of these wonderful officers, that your dreams and passion for a better and more professional Nigerian Army, and indeed the armed forces, will not die with you.
The mood then changed again to what could be best described as deep sorrow. Even the bravest of hearts broke in quivering voices, finding the strength to read citations of the departed. For some other family members, the pain of a loss so sudden is unbearable. This particular scene would see the paramedics swing swiftly into action to save a close relative who faints. And so the time has come for a nation in mourning over the sudden death of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, Brigadier General M.I. Abdul Qadir, Brigadier General Olayinka, Brigadier General Kulia, Major L.A. Hayat, Major Hamzat, Sergeant Umar, and crew members including Flight Lieutenant A.A. Olufade, Flight Lieutenant T.O. Ashani, Sergeant Additional ACM Oyedepo, to grief as one, and a lesson to all that the emotions of oneness in grief here will equally be the kind needed in strength beyond ethno-religious and regional divides that seems to set us apart as a people. And as the sun sets on these ones, it is sure to come on every individual at their appointed time. Gimba Umar, Control TV News.